So this question is asking us to find the domain and range from the graph of a continuous function, and this is a continuous function. So what we have right here, let's say we have some function h of x that is defined by the graph that we have here, and it's continuous because we know from like the beginning, right? It doesn't stop, like in between there are no discontinuities. But to be able to find the domain and the range using interval notation, what we have to do is we have to look at the domain. The domain is are all the possible x values that make the function true, or all the possible x values where the function exists. So when we look at the domain, we have to see that all the x values go from -4 to 5. So the domain we have from 4 to 5, but then we have to look at 4. At 4, do we have an open circle or do we have a closed circle? If we have an open circle, then we have a parentheses. If we have a closed circle, then we would have a bracket. We look at 5, and 5 also goes from, it also has an open circle, so it also has a parentheses. Then I look at the range. If I look at the range, I have to look at the y values. So to look at the y values, I have to, so the function basically starts here and it goes all the way up to here. So that value is -2, right? That's the corresponding y value. So -2, and the corresponding y value is, it goes all the way up to 2. Now we'll look at -2. -2 is an open circle, so we have a parentheses. 2 also corresponds to an open circle, so we put a parentheses. So when we look at here, right, we have -4, comma 2, this point, and the point over here we have -2, comma, I'm sorry, we have 5, comma, -2. So we have 4, 2, and yeah, that's right. So when we look at this, that will be the domain and the range of the function. Now, how would this change if, let's say, you have a parabola? Let me just do, so I'm going to do it on the same graph so I don't have to. So let's see if I have something like this, right, and it came down like this. So to look at the domain, how the domain, I say, okay, the function on the x-axis spans, right, from -3 to 5. So the domain, I say, goes from I'm sorry, I should have put a parenthesis there. So it goes from -3 to 5, but then look at if we should have a bracket or parentheses. At -3, when x equals -3, we see that we have a closed circle, so we put a bracket. At 5, we have an open circle, we put a parentheses. To look at the range, we have the possible y values. So the function, it's getting a little messy, but it goes from here to here. So that's how high the function goes, right? That's the lowest point to the maximum point. So the lowest point in the y direction is -5. So it goes from -5. You always work bottom up for the range, and the highest point is 4. Now when you look here at 4 is continuous at this point, so like even though it doesn't have a closed circle and open circle, the function does exist at y equal to 4. So you would put a bracket here, and you would put a parentheses for -5. I hope this helps.